Okay, in this video, I'm going to be showing you different ways you can encrypt your data. There is data encryption and decryption. There are up to 5 or 6 ways of doing that, but I'll be focusing on 3. Let's jump right on it. So the first one is through the use of base 64 encode. Why I love this method is because it permits me to encrypt and also decrypt. That's not a luxury that other methods can afford you. Okay, let's jump right on it. I've been able to prepare something here, but I will have to simply go back to writing the code. Okay, just as you are seeing here, let me just zoom. I made the code as easy, as simple as possible so that unnecessary codes will not actually sweep you off your feet. So, okay, I said I created a variable here, put Elvis inside of it, and then this is the encrypted version of it. I said base 64 encode. Base 64 encode, I take Elvis and put inside here. Now, I created this variable, put Elvis inside of it. Therefore, anywhere you see this thing, it will represent Elvis. So I put it inside here, and then echo. Echo means to display. Is an output statement in PHP. So I said echo, then, okay, this is echoing the raw data and then raw datum actually. Now this is actually echoing the encrypted version of the datum, which is Elvis. So let's see this. Okay, this is the Elvis and this is the encrypted version of Elvis. So I've already coded this, but I'll walk you through the codes. Now, if I say, let's say Michael, and I say encrypt. Okay, said encrypted. This is the encrypted version of Michael. Let me just make it more viewable. Let's go back to the code. I said here, encrypted version. Let me just put another. Okay, no wonder. This is BR tag. Sorry. I'll simply put BR tag here. Okay, let me put it here. BR. So that what it does, it makes it go to the next line where you will see BR. So good. Now these 2 spaces here, that's what the BR tag did. So encrypted version of Michael is this. If I want to decrypt it, I will simply copy this encrypted version, paste it here and decrypt. It brings me back here. Oof, I said encrypted instead of decrypted. Okay. Is the decrypted method. I'm supposed to also add the BR here. Okay, let me just put one so you see. Decrypted instead of encrypted. Decrypted. Okay, let me just remove these breaks here so that I don't. Let me refresh. Okay. Decrypted. Okay, let me do something. Let me just remove these things and make it simpler since you are now getting me. Since I've been able to make my point, let me just remove these things so you don't get to see anything but what we are working on. I simply refresh from here. Encrypted and decrypted. Let me just zoom out a little. And then let me just remove these ones and just pull them down a little bit. Oops. PR. Please go down. So now this is clear. Data encryption first method using base64 encode. So I will simply say Elvis. I encrypt, you see, encrypted. Now I want to decrypt it. I simply copy this and put it here. Decrypt. It has been decrypted back to Elvis. So what is doing these things? We jump back into our code. So I was able to create two functions. I said method-1 encrypt and then method-2 decrypt. Methods are just like behaviors, just like the way we behave. You can run, you can eat, you can do one thing or the other. Now you want to program your system to behave in different ways, in diverse ways. You have to put the behaviors. So in simple terms, I can just say functions are like behaviors. So you want your system to behave a particular way, you create a function for it. Now see, this text field here, this is a button, this is another button. So this is the text field. I said your entry, that is the place you will enter. Okay, let me do something. Let me put placeholder. Let me put placeholder. Placeholder, enter a text. Now, enter a text. So this is the guy that is this is the guy inside which you put whatever you want to encrypt. This is the button. Thank God the name is cool. Button. The name of the button, like I told you in my previous videos, all these elements have names with which PHP can reference them and do whatever it wants with them. So this is encrypted button. That's the name. Click to encrypt. Click to encrypt. Oops. Click to encrypt. So now this is decrypted button. So I coded the button separately inside these different functions. So I created a function here and called it method-1 encrypt. This simply means if I click on whatever is called encrypted button. Do you understand? If it sets post encrypted button, which means if I click on encrypted button, so do the same thing for me. So when I click on it, I created a variable that will hold whatever you will put. Remember, the the guy that is receiving what you are putting, this guy, input, I gave it a name, your entry. That is whatever you put in there. So I say, please help me collect whatever the person puts. Then I save it here. Now, when I get that, I will have to encrypt it using base64 encode. Remember what I said before, this is like a container that is taking whatever you are supplying. So whenever you put something there, it is saved inside this container. So wherever you see your entry, it references, or rather it represents whatever you put in. So here entry goes into this guy and it encrypts it, and I said echo encrypted this encrypted, and then the guy that the encrypted version of whatever you put. That's how it works. The same thing is applicable to decryption. Yes. Now here, whenever I click on decryption button, collect whatever the person puts in, please decrypt it with base 64 decode. Now decode this and then echo it. That's just it. As you can see, the code is very short. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this, anyway, you understand. This closes this, this closes this, this closes this. Then of course I will have to bring out my function here and paste it. Very short code.